What is going on, everybody? It's Alex coming back with another video, and today we are doing a requested video, Cynthia Frelund's second ever NFL mock draft for this year. So just quick note on Cynthia, when people bring across ideas for random people, it's like, oh, you need to look at this person's mock, it's so funny. I don't like mocking funny mocks because, I want it to be someone who I have a lot of respect for. And Cynthia Frelund, arguably, with all these anchors and analysts and stuff, she very well might be the person I respect most in this entire media community. She's an absolutely brilliant woman, and it's a breath of fresh air to know that somebody who you watch in the media somewhat knows what they're talking about. So, again, really, really big fan of Cynthia, and I'm excited to see what she has to do, what she has to say about this mock. So we'll see how it goes. I've heard the top 10 picks are a little bit weird, but let's just check it out. And again, Cynthia, brilliant woman. Very happy that she's here. She's doing her thing. Also, Zerline has a mock 3.0, so we could check that out sometime as well. But this is gonna be fun. So we're gonna see. This is what she says. Apparently, she's not trying to predict what teams will actually do on draft day, which is interesting. So this is it's very interesting. I don't really understand exactly what's up with this. We're gonna take out these BYU highlights, even though they'd be quite fun to watch. But let's get into the mock, right? Let's get into it. I think Cynthia is a brilliant woman, so I think that she will at least make stupid picks sound really good and maybe have some good insight into them. It's always good to hear a different perspective. So number 1, Trevor Lawrence. We're not even going to talk about it. Ooh, interesting. Number 2, Rashawn Slater. So I'm actually going to talk about this really quick. It's funny because we talked about Rashawn Slater being a guard because of his arm length, yet his arms are longer than like 80% of the tackles in this draft class, who surprisingly all have stubs for arms. This is a bold prediction of mine. I don't know if there's going to be 5 tackles in this class. I think a lot of these guys are going to be put to guard just by their arm length alone, because the NFL, you're fucked if you can't make first contact. Like Khalil Mack will just play with you. So to be honest, Rashawn Slater, as much it would piss me off if it was at this pick. Let me preface it with that. But on its own merit, I love it for the Jets. So obviously, this you don't deny getting like 7 future draft picks. Obviously, it's not 7, but multiple future firsts and everything in order to just stay with Rashawn Slater. And then the Eagles moved back because they thought Zach Wilson. They apparently knew Zach Wilson wouldn't be there at 3. So I feel like it's a little bit unrealistic, but again, she said that she's not doing it through a crystal ball. Maybe she's talking about what she would do personally. And, I wouldn't do this. I'll preface it with that. But, I would honestly trade back with like the Panthers or something in this case and then get Rashawn Slater there. He's a really good player. Let's not deny it. He's a really good player. But again, it's number 2 overall. It's a little bit ridiculous. Number 3, I mean, this would be a dream. Zach Wilson loves the Niners. The Niners love Zach Wilson. That'd be a dream if he fell that far. 4, we got Quiddy. I'm a fan of Quiddy. I'm not going to lie. But obviously, you don't draft for need when need screws over best player available. So obviously, I don't think that she does trades in this mock, given the fact that she didn't trade out when there's Quiddy Pay on the board. So we'll keep that little caveat there. Quiddy Pay is an excellent pass rusher. I think that he will be a really damn good pro. I think people have this Michigan idea pasted on him, and it's like, oh, he's going to be another Rashawn Gary. He's not. I watched Rashawn Gary. I watched Quiddy Pay. Rashawn Gary was kind of garbage, and I had like a 3rd round on Rashawn. I have an easy top 15 on Quiddy. I'm a huge fan of him, huge fan of his potential, and with this 4-3 cover 3 system, I think he'd fit in really well. Again, I just personally trade back. Number 5, Penei Sewell to the Bengals. That's a great pick. There we go. Joe Burrow. Next, I'm not even going to talk about that, guys. So, like, really, if you guys want to, like, try to do a Jamar Chase thing right there, I'm sorry. You guys have lost the plot. You don't get a wide receiver who is really damn good, probably the best that we've seen in a couple years, but Penei Sewell could be the best tackle of all time. And, yeah, I mean, Marcus Whitman said this best, the guy who does that franchise on Twitter. He said, we don't need a tackle. We have Riley Reef, and then posted a video of Riley Reef getting sat on his ass. It was so funny. He got thrown. It's really wonderful to see. Riley Reef is a great plug player for emergencies, but it's a 1-year deal, guys. You draft for your future here, and Penei Sewell's amazing. Miami Dolphins getting Kyle Pitts. I'm starting to be a bigger fan of this than Ja'Marr Chase. Even though Ja'Marr had a really good pro day, who gives a shit about pro days? Ja'Marr Chase has pretty much been everybody's wide receiver 1, except for people living under a rock. Obviously, Jalen Waddle can make Ja'Marr run for his money a little bit, but yeah, Ja'Marr, we'll talk about in a minute. Kyle Pitts is unreal. He's just different. So getting him in this system, I mean, you can use him as an X, you can use him as a Y, you can use him as a Z, you can use him as an inline tight end. You could use him anywhere. So I'm a pretty big fan of him. He's amazing. There's no reason to not take him at this pick, even with Ja'Marr Chase on the board. We don't see a Kyle Pitts come. We probably see maybe one every 10 years. I don't know if we've even seen one every 10 years. Mal Kiper says he's never seen one like Kyle Pitts. So I think we've seen guys like Ja'Marr Chase. That's a little bit rude because Ja'Marr Chase is really, really good. I'm not trying to take anything away from him, but he's not nearly as special a talent as our man Kyle Pitts. So next we got Ja'Marr Chase, of course. Really good pick for the Dolphins. If he falls that far, that's really, really wonderful. So I like it. I really like it. But she says that they should go Micah Parsons if they don't get Chase at 6. Wouldn't mind that at all either. I'm just not sure if Micah Parsons wants to go to Detroit. I know Ja'Marr Chase could be a lethal weapon in Detroit, though. So I hope Ja'Marr Chase falls to 7 just so the Lions can be able to snatch him up. At number 8, the Panthers are there, and they select Trey Lance. I'm fine with it. He can sit for 1 year and then start. That'd be pretty damn good. I think he'd probably take the reins from Teddy Bridgewater. Again, bridge quarterback. Trey Lance, NFL sees 4 first overall worthy quarterbacks here. So, I mean, Trey Lance, it's not Mac Jones, guys. I can guarantee you that. Mac Jones, the NFL is not that high in Mac Jones. Like the media say they are, it's some bullshit. It's really some bullshit. They're just trying to throw a smokescreen because they know how bad it is. You just look at the face on Kyle Shanahan, on Bill Belichick during the pro days. Like, they are just like, oh my God. Like, really? They look mortified. The idea that Mac Jones is going ahead of any of these 4 dudes is an absolute joke. But I'm very glad that she's not doing that. Trey Lance to the Panthers, good idea. And I like this. Broncos going Justin Fields. So far, again, she's not predicting what will go in the draft. I think that she thinks, let's go, what's best here. So if that's the case, Justin Fields would be a really good fit. I think that he'd be a better fit on the Falcons. But honestly, I'm pretty big fan of the idea of Justin Fields in Denver. That's probably, like, I want Justin Fields in red and gold, like Cardinal and gold, and the Broncos colors. I'm not going to name all the colors. On the Niners, the Broncos, or the Falcons. I mean, I guess I could see the Patriots, but if I don't see him in any one of those 4 uniforms, I probably will be pretty pissed. It's just, I think he really needs to get a good situation. And because I want him to succeed. I really want him to succeed because my Ohio State Buckeyes, I've been very critical on Ohio State quarterbacks. If you guys have been following me for a while, I want the notion to be gone. I want the notion to be gone because we have a good offensive scheme that makes it easy. I want it to be over with. Next, we got Patrick Surtain to the Cowboys. Honestly, after he tested with that 40, I hope that he does play at that speed. Maybe he got more athletic over the post championship period because he did get burnt quite a few times, and that's something that really scares me personally. But with the testing numbers, maybe he got faster. Maybe the Cowboys can try to train him to play at a faster speed. All I know is that they did not draft Trevon Diggs in the first round like everybody thought they would, and he lasted to the second. That's all I'll say because Trevon Diggs tested similarly numbers-wise. I would not be surprised to see Patrick Surtain fall a little bit because people are worried about his actual play speed. But I do know from NFL scouts, they do like the guy. So I don't mind it at all. It's a good scheme fit. They already got Trevon Diggs there. They know that that Alabama is their type of dude. They already went after it before, so I don't really blame them. Giants getting Gregory Rousseau. Obviously, I'm gonna push back on this. It's pretty obvious that he's probably not even gonna be a first round pick after that pro day. It showed no explosiveness. We were already worried about the tape being like, dude, it was a bunch of coverage sacks. Now it's like you don't even have the athleticism to compete with a guy like Jalen Phillips, who's on your own team, Quincy Roche. It was a little bit embarrassing for Gregory Rousseau. So I think that, again, a best fit here, like she would say, is a Vera Tucker. And I think, honestly, if Slater doesn't go, if Slater goes before, Vera Tucker is going to be at 11. I think that Vera Tucker's ceiling is 11. Maybe, I mean, ballsy claim, he could be number 7 to the Lions, but I don't think so. I think he could be number 11 to the Giants. And I think that's his ceiling 7, but realistic ceiling's 11. That just depends on where Rashawn Slater goes. Eagles went Devontae Smith. You guys know me. I love that fit, especially with Fulgham being able to play that X role. I think that Smith could be on the other side and just pretty much distract away from it. Waddle's going to be more of that slot type of wide receiver, something that I think Rager should be in the position for. Next, the Chargers go Darsaw. I mean, there you go. You already know. Vikings go AVT. I guess so. I wouldn't mind it. I thought they did sign a guard in free agency, so I don't know if they really need that. I would probably go for more of a tackle here or a pass rusher, which most of them are already gone. But honestly, I think Jalen Waddle will be a dream fit. Give Kirk Cousins someone to check it down to as well, so an elite after the catch. You have the best wide receiver core, arguably in the NFL, with one pick, and you need a slot. So I like that fit a little bit better. Again, AVT, if they didn't sign a guard, that would be a pretty good fit because he is a very talented guard, and I know the NFL is very high on him. So again, Patriots getting Waddle. I mean, yeah, there you go. That's a damn good pick. Cardinals getting Horn. That's another great pick. Malcolm Butler, as well as of course JC Horn, and then you got oh my God, why did I just blank on his name? I was ready to say it, and then I just want to give a little bit of a prefix for it. Byron Murphy at slot. That'd be a really lethal secondary right there. Micah Parsons to the Raiders. Don't know if he falls that far, but if he does, I mean, they need a Sam blitzing linebacker, and he can cover, he can blitz, he can play the run. There's just nothing he can't do. So I like it. Really like that pick. Dolphins going Jalen Phillips. Again, it's just the concussions that really scare me, but the Dolphins need pass rush like nobody's business. So I couldn't blame them if they did want to go Jalen Phillips, especially if they thought they could win a Super Bowl right now. Next, we got the football team. They go Tevin Jenkins. Again, they have two guys who are 29 on their roster. I mean, Morgan Moses just turned 30. Excuse me. So I don't think they really need to go this route at all. The guards are pretty much filled. I think Scherf, if they think they're going to lose Scherf, this is an A-plus pick. If they think they're going to lose Scherf, this is an A-plus pick. Like, if he's going to be gone after next year, unbelievably good value. But I think their entire line is pretty damn good. So I think that there's probably better needs at this spot. Bears going Greg Newsome over Mac Jones. Honestly, I'm not a fan of Mac, so it's not bad. But again, he might probably be better than Andy Dalton. So if the Bears actually want to be somewhat competent, but I know the Bears need a cornerback one. And I know Greg Newsome is probably looked at higher on everybody's radar now in the NFL than Caleb Farley, who, again, he's an amazing talent, but who cares about talent if you can't stay healthy? And plus, injuries can change how you play. So that's a little bit scary as well. Colts getting Aziz. I just don't really like the idea of putting a guy for a 3-4 in a 4-3. So I don't really get that one. So that's the first one I have real pushback on, unless they're going to be switching their defensive scheme, which they won't. So that's a little bit questionable to me. Next, we got the Titans going Rashad Bateman. Fine with it. Really fine with it. That's pretty good. So they desperately need it. Rashad Bateman could be that pick. I can see Rashad Bateman being this pick right here, or this pick, or that pick. There's a lot of picks that he could be. Steelers getting Mayfield. Mayfield he's interesting. I was looking at his arm length, and he's in the 6th percentile of all time for tackles. He has stub arms, and he tested really poorly. So I don't know if he should be on the Steelers. I don't think he's going to be a tackle in the NFL either. That's one of these guys who I'm like, I mean, Tevin Jenkins, I think that he should be a guard exclusively because of the fact that he's a little bit more clunky in his movement. But, I mean, I still think that he is extremely athletic for his size. He's not that slow. He's pretty slow and clunky. But, he's definitely a lot better than a guy like Jalen Mayfield in my eyes. I just skipped over the Jets pick with Caleb Farley. Again, the Jets probably could take potentially losing Caleb Farley for good and just take a shot on him. So why not? I don't really blame him at all. Titans are another team I could see picking a corner as well. It's a little bit rough. It's a little bit rough. But, I mean, he's an excellent talent. If he ends up working out, could be the steal of the draft. JOK to the Jaguars. It's interesting. So the model likes Trevon Merrick. So I like Merrick more, but JOK could play that safety role, that slot corner role where Sidney Jones might not be in the future. He could play linebacker as well. I wouldn't mind it. I wouldn't mind it just because I know how good JOK can be. Cleveland Browns going Jamin Davis, would not mind this at all. At all. They brought in like Anthony Walker, who I think is pretty good. But I mean, Jamin Davis tested in the I'm for certain it was in the 4.4s, but PFF posted a 4.37. So I don't know what's the official time on that. I can get back to you guys on that when I do my next draft. But if that's the case, if he's in the 4.3s, I'd probably be wanting him to go to like the Steelers. Honestly, we could use a second linebacker like that, or the Titans, or even Washington. Washington could see JOK or Jamin Davis. So next with the Ravens, you go Terrace Marshall. Yeah, that's fine. I like the fit, but to be honest, we could see Landon Dickerson be this pick. We just never know. Injuries could probably push Landon Dickerson down, but he randomly came back really quick from an ACL surgery. New Orleans Saints, Kadarius Toney. Again, I think that it probably could go with more of a linebacker route here, but they definitely could use somebody to check down to. Mac Jones is still available. That's another funny fact. Next with the Packers, going Rondale Moore. I know that Marcus would like this one, but I think you got to fix up that defense. But I cannot complain with the idea of getting Aaron Rodgers something to work with. Christian Barmore to the Bills. Yeah, sure. They need help on defense, so can't really blame them for it, especially with Phillips and Kwity Paye gone, as well as Gregory Rousseau. So next, Cosme to the Chiefs. They desperately need that help, that's for sure. And then Jason Oweh. I like Jason Oweh here a little bit more, and then just pretty much flop the picks. But Jason Oweh, this is a team that could just use a guy like Jason Oweh to learn. I love that pick. I love that fit. Honestly, if that happens in the first round, I would be perfectly fine with it. So overall, this is pretty. She uses just numerical values for each of these players. Honestly, one of the best media mocks I've ever seen, given the fact that you take it through the lens that she's just using a mathematical model and not looking at what's actually realistic and what should happen. So with that being said, I mean, obviously there's some crazy ass picks in here that I don't agree with. It's smart. It's not, there was only a couple of them that really blew my fucking mind. Obviously this one, she did a 1-round mock, guys. That's why she did it. But this one really like blew my fucking top. Even this one could have blown my top a little bit. And then let's see, anything else? I mean, obviously the Colts one. So, I mean, if you're batting that well, that's a pretty good start. So, Cynthia, I guess she really does deserve the respect I give her, because it's a lot better than some of these stupid mocks like I'm going to be doing on Todd McShay very soon. So let me know what you guys think. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you on the far side. Peace.